In today's video, when should you be lowering your calories and when should you just start paying better attention? Hey guys, it's Paul Rebella from ProPhysique.com. Hope you had a great weekend. Today's question comes from right here on my Instagram direct message, and it's actually a really good question about, well, what happens after we lose a lot of weight and we kind of hit a sticking point? When should we adjust calories? When should we look at our overall approach to weight loss? And if you guys have been asking me about the apparel that we don't have a lot. We don't keep a lot in stock, but if you're interested in any of it, you can go to teamProPhysique.com. I'll put a link below, get a t-shirt, get a hat. And I guess if you guys buy it all, we'll just have to make some more. So for today's question, I really want to address exactly the specifics of when to adjust calories and when to look at the psychology versus the physiology. Since I've lost 20 pounds, I've been consistent on the weekdays, but have been given a bit of leeway on the weekends. I've been stuck at this weight for a little bit now. So my question is, should I lower my calories or be more consistent throughout the weekends to see if I can bust through this weight? If you have any thoughts, I would appreciate it. So you actually address some really good points here, because what happens when we lose weight over time, our body changes. Not just our body, but our brain, okay? We have something in our brain that's like a thermostat that basically says, hey, when we start putting on too much body fat, it changes our behavior, and we start getting body fat lower, it changes our behavior. And what typically happens is once you start losing some weight, you'll actually find that, you get some cravings, or you get hungry, or you might just wander into the kitchen, didn't even know you were thinking about food. So you have to start paying attention to those things. And this is where I feel like psychology becomes very important when it comes to weight loss. So let's say you've restricted calories and you've changed your lifestyle and you've lost a bunch of weight, but now you find you're missing out on life, okay? And a lot of us can relate to that because obviously we've been stuck inside for a year. Things are starting to open back up. So my question is this: is the weight loss more important to you than what you'll be giving up, the sacrifices that you're gonna have to make? And this is ultimately what it comes down to for me as a coach, is when I'm helping somebody work towards their goals, the goal has to be more important than the other things in their life. Everybody has excuses, everybody has reasons. When your reason for getting leaner or putting on muscle or looking better outweighs your other reasons, okay? Your social life, your whatever it might be. For me personally, I was doing a lot of things with my friends, being social, playing softball, volleyball, basketball, multiple nights per week, that sometimes bodybuilding wasn't on the front burner. And I can admit that now at 45 years old. I've gone through these life things where I realized back then, my life wasn't set up. So the real question for you is, you've lost 20 pounds and amazing, that's congratulations on that, but is the next 10 pounds more valuable to you than your weekends? And if it is, I can give you some tips and tricks to get through this tough time, to get through these breaks, because I think what a lot of us do is we have a great week, right? We really focus on planning ahead. Maybe we have a typical job where we're working 5 days a week and it's easy to be on plan, but on the weekends when everyone's out, everyone wants to go to the beach, on the boat, it's summer now, we're outside doing things, you wanna be social, you wanna have some drinks, you have a few drinks, the food gets a little bit overboard, the burger sounds good, that's fine. And I'm gonna tell you how I survived this, and it's essentially by kind of prioritizing what I'm gonna do on the weekends. What I'll typically try to do is, if I'm gonna eat 4 meals a day during the week, really structure my meals, 4 days a week, hitting my protein, carbs, and fats every day. On the weekends, if I wanna be a little more loose, I focus on getting more steps. More movement throughout the day can help you with hunger on the weekends, but it can also prevent you from putting on weight while you're eating. 2, less meals per day, okay? So just because I eat 4 meals during the week, during the weekends I might only eat 1, 2, 2 meals, maybe a snack here and there, but that allows me to have a more substantial meal. If I know I'm gonna go out with my friends and I know we're gonna be out having a few drinks, well, I can use those extra calories for a couple drinks, and I can use those extra calories for a big meal if that's what it's going to amount to. And the other tricks that I use are, if I'm going to have a big meal, you know what? Take away the things that are going to be so calorically dense that you don't really miss them if they're not even there, okay? I don't usually ever get things like mayonnaise or cheese on my burgers. I know I have a digestion issue with cheese, but you see my point there. I just pulled out a ton of calories in those two things, a couple hundred calories. Also, if I'm gonna get something to drink, an alcoholic beverage, I'll typically just prefer a single alcohol item instead of having something with a bunch of mixers and sugars, okay? So ultimately it comes down to you finding ways to keep the calories in check and move a little bit more on the weekends. Heck, you can even prioritize things during the week. You can do a little bit more cardio during the week, eat a little bit less calories, find some ways to have that overall 7-day window end up in a deficit. Because if you're not really paying attention, what tends to happen on the weekend is you're gonna overshoot your food enough that you're probably just gonna maintain. But again, I have to ask you, is maintaining acceptable right now while you are enjoying life? There are different phases to life. And I know probably you guys are thinking, Paul, you go drinking on the weekends and you don't hit your 4 meals on the weekends. Listen, if I'm not in a phase where I am specifically focused on a single competition, I'm big on enjoying life. I do not want to look back and ever wonder what would have been if I had just not been on my diet. I enjoy my friends, I enjoy my family, I enjoy being social. There is a time and a place for all of it. When I decide that it's my time to get on stage or my time to get shredded, I get a little bit more particular. But I will say this, the ups and the downs are much less than they used to be. I don't get up to 240, 250 pounds anymore. Okay, I stay much closer to 220 and I still get to do all the things I want to do, and I still get down to 200 pounds when I'm shredded, right? So it's been an evolution, it's been a journey, but I don't necessarily think you need to reduce your calories more. You know, if your goal is so important, I would find ways to actually use the weekend to just be a little bit more particular, okay? And when it comes to cutting calories for weight loss, you know, in my mind, that there's a limit to that. You can't cut calories down to 0, right? But you can always move more. You can always be more active. And how many times have you heard this? I went on vacation, I ate whatever I wanted, and I came back and I lost weight. Well, why did they lose weight? Well, because when you eat whatever you want on vacation, it's usually food that keeps you pretty full. You're also usually moving a lot more on vacation. Most of us are pretty sedentary in our daily routines. So what can we learn from this? Move more. On the weekends, fit your events into moving around. Maybe you're walking through a city, maybe you're going on bike rides. Instead of driving places, maybe you turn it into something where you're moving more. That way you can enjoy things without having to feel restricted. Again, pay attention to the psychology. Why do you want to lose weight? Is it more important than what you're not losing weight for? And if the answer to that is it's more important, then you've got to do some thinking on how you can change your approach. And I've got all the videos in the world on how to cut calories, how to add cardio, how to do all those things. This is more the psychology, getting in the head of those that are trying to lose weight. Hopefully this answered your question, my friend, and I hope you guys are having a great week. Talk to you tomorrow.